Yo, how's everybody doing today? Just gonna get into putting a Silo King hay preservative applicator on. This is the sidekick model. Here we got the applicator with the hopper. I've kind of just opened this stuff up. The blower, we got the blower kit with the photo eye. This is all the electronics for it. And we got the baler, the new Massey, or used, but in the shop today. I don't know if you've gotten the shop tour, but this is our little shop. We got some alpacas in that side of the barn and their hay and stuff, and this is kind of our fluid department. And yeah, no, it's not the most ideal, but it's got a concrete floor and a roof that has quite a few holes in it, if y'all can't tell. It's a little damaged, but we're looking to replace that. But yeah, we got tools and stuff in here and recycling garbage. We gotta clean up some things, but got the old golf cart. But yeah, this is our makeshift shop. Put some lights up to make it a little brighter in here, and this is kind of what we got going on. Got my little toolbox, nothing too fancy, but yeah. So today we're gonna be hooking up this applicator to the baler and setting it up, and hopefully we'll get it set and can use it this pretty soon here. And yeah, we'll see if we can get it set up right. We gotta make a mounting bracket. A lot of people have it on this side, so like right in here, hoping that I can put the tube right down in the throat so it gets in pretty good with all the hay while it's still kind of loose, so it kind of meshes in with all of it. So I got some pictures to go off of. Besides that, it seems I gotta find if there's any directions or anything, and there's quite a bit of wiring, and yeah, we gotta check it all out. But I'll give it a shot and see if we can't get it set, and I'll keep you along the way and what we got. So I've kind of gone through the checking everything out, and kind of come up with a plan, I think. So here's what I'm thinking. I got this piece of angle iron, probably gonna get another piece, but I'm gonna get one that runs all the way from the front here to the back bolt, and then I'm gonna run a piece across like this, use these bolts, bolt it in, and use that back bolt on the end of a long piece. I'll weld these two together, and then I'll bolt that into this, and then this should hold. This is here, it has a beam that is the support beam for the main baler. Along here it's kind of flimsy. I don't really want to just drill into the sheet metal. That thing is pretty heavy, and once I get the blower kit on and all the goods, it's probably gonna be like 100 pounds. So I'm just gonna do this, and then if I ever go to sell the baler and I want to keep the applicator, it's not bolted and the baler doesn't look all messed up, I can just take it right off. So I think I'm gonna give that a shot, and we'll go from there. I'll show you, things as we get more along. We got all the parts kind of out and about, but yeah, we should be something. But look at all these wires. I was looking at this and I was like, holy goodness. But there's quite a few things, and I'll show you as we go. But we got this with the automatic shut off, some of the bells and whistles, some of the perks. Sadly, our tractor doesn't have ISO-bus, but I think we'll live without it. So we didn't get the super fancy controller that we can do it all on a screen in the tractor. But our tractor kind of lacks a cab right now, so I think maybe we'll get a cab first, or once we upgrade tractors. But that's probably down the road. But first we're gonna get this on so we can make that premium quality hay, and once we get that on, we'll show you all the other upgrades we got going on in this baler. Because this is kind of, this baler we're hoping stays around for a while. Massey, they kind of seems to be the Cadillac almost of balers, though there are some other new small square balers coming out. So we'll see. Yeah, but actually you can see on this side, this main support bracket that comes over and holds those 2 bolts in on the other side that I'm going to put in. But yeah, so I'm going to get to it and I'll keep you in the know. So we have our bracket set up, I think. I used all the bolts in the machine. So there's 2 that have tapped holes here, and I got that set. I got a full beam across, and on the back here, these are actually got nuts on the bottom, but yeah, that goes to that bracket, and that runs right across, and it looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, I mean, you know, it's a little off, not exactly perfect, but you know, I'm not too worried about it. It'll do a job for us. And yeah, don't mind the welds. You know, I burned through the top a little bit, but it's still, you know, as secure as it's gonna be. It's, you know, pretty good. So I think I'm gonna take this back off, brush it down, give it the old wire brush and paint it up, and maybe, yeah, I gotta figure out what color. I'm thinking I might go, you know, with a massy red. I think I got some paint and red up there, or if I don't know, if I'll just go with the off-tone gray. You know, maybe that would work better, look a little cleaner, you know. But you know, I don't know if I want to match it, make it look different, make it look like an add-on. I'm thinking that's the way I'm gonna go, because I know I have gray up there. I know it's that good Rust-Oleum stuff, so we'll see. But yeah, so this is what I got. We welded the corners, so that should be as solid as it's gonna get. You know, we got a main anchor bracket here and a main anchor bracket back there on the baler, so you know, it should be pretty darn sturdy. So yeah, get it cleaned up, get it looking good, and then I'll start getting everything else on. So I got the Silo King sidekick all mounted up. It's honestly quite the joint. It's pretty hefty. But we got our bracket brace made up, I guess. You know, it's holding it good. Doesn't flex too much. I mean, the weight should, you know, it kind of carries, but I might make a little bracket to kind of, maybe like a little cross section here. But honestly, I mean, with the weight pushing on the side, it should be all right. But I just don't want it, you know, going down the road hearing that all the time. It's probably less than ideal, but we'll see what else we got. Now I gotta figure out how to get all the feeder stuff set up, because I'm not exactly sure, but I gotta get the blower. I'm pretty sure that goes there, and then that feeds down the tube and blows into there, but we'll see what we got. So just thought I'd give you that update. Here it is, and yeah, we'll keep at it, and maybe we'll get this set. So this is what we got so far. We've got the blower mounted up. I figure you got this plate, you gotta bolt it up to the bottom here, use that. This cover kind of goes here, and then the blower actually can slide off, slide back on. I got it so it faces forward. You can kind of rotate the blower however. But then I'm gonna run the tube right down, and I'm gonna try to put the blower end, I guess. We'll call it, I guess, a distributor, maybe. That's hopefully gonna go down in here, but I gotta get some machine screws to secure that. I'm gonna try to drill a hole. Otherwise, I maybe could drill a hole and get a bolt up in there, but I think I get some self-tapping, the heavier ones, not like the cheap sheet metal ones, like the ones we got for the bale liner. Get some of those, maybe I can get that in. But this is just about what should look like. I mean, I got all the wiring I still got to do. I still got to run it up, all the wiring on the tractor, get the monitor all set. But yeah, besides that, I kind of was aiming to get all the hardware set up, I guess, today. But unfortunately, I gotta get some machine screws. So yeah, I was debating on taking these legs off because we don't really need them. You know, those are more if you wanted to, you know, mount it on top. But I put them on just because it kind of holds it. You know, kind of spreads it across on the tin here. As for, you know, whatever. But if I wanted to take those off and then just have all the weight on that bracket I made, maybe, you know, take some weight off, but we'll see. But yeah, now we got all this other fun stuff to set up because I got the photo eye so that it automatically turns off when there's no hay flow. And then there's also the bin level sensor, so there is some other stuff I gotta get set up and make sure it gets on the right wiring harness. I gotta, you know, figure all that out too. But yeah, so I guess hopefully there's instructions on all that wiring stuff somewhere. Otherwise I guess I'm just gonna, you know, start, you know, have to figure all that fun stuff out. But we'll get it set. It's not too complicated, so it's pretty straightforward. They sent some pictures, and they also have pictures online on the Silo King website of, you know, other applicator setup. So now we'll just figure it out and figure out how to get all wired up and wired in and get it wired onto that. I want to try to wire it so that I can take off, maybe, kind of like how I have the but I probably won't be able to. But you know, I'll put it up there with that monitor. That's our backup camera monitor, and that actually doesn't have a speck of dust on it because it's kind of covered, so when the dust settles it doesn't get dirty. But maybe I can run it up another piece on that top rail. Maybe I can get it up in there, and that might be good. And then it's kind of something we don't have to watch all the time, but when we're getting set up, and you know, run up there. But we'll see. I'll get that posted, but it's getting pretty late here. You know, 5:45 on this fine Sunday afternoon. Gotta go bring the cows in. Gotta do the good old duck water and everything, and yeah, clean up a little bit. And I swear this baler, before we put it away, we washed it, and it was really nice and not so dusty and dirty. But yeah, with it's sitting in that shed and that dirt floor and the dust, you can see yeah, it got pretty dirty. But we'll get it cleaned up once the season comes, and we'll get to it. But look at all the girls grazing. We'll go get them set and finish this up hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow we can also get maybe we'll get either clean up the field edges, or maybe we'll get the planter in here. But we'll see. We'll get this finished up. Maybe I'll come back and wire it up a little bit, but we'll see. We'll talk later. Hello and welcome back. We are yeah, it's getting pretty late here. Hannah came with me after we picked up some parts, and yeah, we got some pretty good work done.
It's 10
I'll give you, it's 10 p.m. But how would you know we got the lights? It's not dark outside right there. Anyways, yeah, so we got some pretty good work done. We're just about mostly set up. You know, I'll show you. We got the applicator, the blower. That's all set. We got the bin level sensor installed, I believe correctly. Hopefully correctly. Yeah, the directions aren't exactly clear on which way to do it, but that's how we did it. You got the wiring coming out the back, and it's all tightened up here. We figured this is the best spot to do it because the motor and everything's on this side, and I had to get the drill, and you know, it's like a fertilizer. All the auger would push it to the end, so we figure that would kind of be where they would last before, you know, to get right to the bitter end before you get the beeping or whatever it's probably gonna do. But we got this all set. You know, this part slides in, so it's pretty nice, and we got the bracket all set. But yeah, so that's that. And then we got we haven't put the hose on yet. But the hose will go here, and then we got this bottom attachment for the end of it. set here pretty well. This is kind of how we have it set up. It's right on the main frame. We try to center it the best I could, but I only put two. I actually just used a 14 metal tech screw, and I just put in these middle ones because to get the hose from here to here, it's pretty tight and the hose is pretty stiff. So I honestly bent this down a little bit, and then that will shoot right into the throat of the baler. So that should get mixed in with all of the hay, and you know, we'll kind of bend this as we see, you know, kind of where it's ending up. But that's what we only put the 2 in, and I mean, it's plenty sturdy. It sucked right in. You gotta watch if you put it on a Massey. I had it a little too far, and we were going into this second pipe where it's welded together, and yeah, it was snapping them. So we went to these back holes and put it just square into the square tubing, and it was pretty good. But yeah, we'll just run the hose up so I can get up up through here, and then up to where the blower attaches to it. And then, as for the power side, we got the wiring ran through. This is kind of why I left the legs on. I learned now that I might not need the legs, so I might take the back one off just to make it a little lighter. But it will be nice to be able to tuck these up, all this wiring, because there's quite a bit of wiring. You might not think, but yeah, there's quite a bit of wiring in here. So it'd be nice to have that to zip tie too. But yeah, we got the wire from the tractor, ran up through. We kind of ran it through the throat of the baler where all the other wiring is. You know, we'll get it all zip tied in there, but we got it up through here and then down. Got the connector up to the baler, and then we have the, I don't know what you call it, the monitor module for the applicator. Up top here, it's not exactly something you need to look at all the time like some of this other stuff, but so we got that kind of stuffed up there, got that connected, and then we got the power cable coming back down. I got to run that tomorrow. I'm going to run it into our on-off switch cable we got here. I'll wire that in, so we got one master kill switch. And yeah, if anybody knows if that's correct, you know, I got a pretty heavy gauge wire going into this box, but I also have quite a few things coming out of it. It doesn't have a fuse before it, but it has, you know, each system, you know, kind of has its own fuse on the power cable. So, you know, if that's, you know, correct, let me know. If I got to change that up, also let me know. But yeah, so that's where we're at. We just got to finish the wiring on that, and then we should be all set. And we also got the photo eye. Not your photo eyes, but what?
Oh, that little thingy?
Yeah, your little glass thingy.
Yeah.
Which I don't know
What's that for?
the instructions. Well, yeah, like I asked, it is it's to shut off the flow of the hay automatically, like when we come to the head rows and stuff, and it stops flowing into the baler. So yeah, if I didn't say already, this stuff is, I think it's $400, a 50-pound bag. So this is like a concentrated hay formula from Silo King. Their old stuff that was like more Silo King, not hay. Silo King hay was I think it's $200 a bag, so it's still pretty expensive stuff. But yeah, so that's what we got, that bin level sensor, so we know it's there. But the photo eye is definitely you know, I think gonna pay for itself, hopefully, by turning off and, you know, keeping it where on when we need it, off when we don't. I just got a call. I think we're gonna have to make brackets somehow, and, you know, get it. I don't know if they have to, you know, intersect and cross, and yeah, I don't know if it's like a blockage thing, but yeah, we got that in this box. I gotta call my rep, my Silo King representative tomorrow. But I think we're all in a good spot. I do got the battery hookup, but if I'm not gonna, you know, I might wire it into that. But we'll see, because, oh, is there a fuse on the other end of that? Ooh, maybe I should. No?
I don't know.
But yeah, so we'll see. We also got the hold switch, but yeah, we'll put that on and yeah, we'll go from there. Oh, these were the tech screws I used for the lower part. So yeah, 14s by 1 inches is pretty good. And yeah, that should be good. Showed you all the bracket, and yeah, I think that's, you got anything to say? No.
Let's go home.
Yeah, we're ready to go home. It's been a good day. The alpacas are chilling.
Spitting at each other.
Yeah. Tons of boxes. So, you know, we're down to our last box here. And a bunch of zip ties. And then cable management. And our cab.
Our cab.
Yeah. Alright, well, that's the end of today. We'll hopefully get you back tomorrow and we'll get this finished up. And then we can send this video and y'all can see, because I didn't find many videos on how to set this up, so hopefully this is a good tutorial. We're in the tutorial mode.
So it's a long tutorial, but
yeah. Well, hopefully you see what you need. All right, skip to the parts you need, you know. We'll go from there. Y'all have a good one.
See you tomorrow.
Welcome back to the Silo King Applicator install. We have mostly got it installed. We're just getting these photo eyes installed now. So this is what we got. I talked with the rep that's done these installs, and he said that on these newer Massey Ferguson inlines there's like a punch out, because I guess from the factory some come with this, or for their liquid applicators they come with this feature, but this one does not have it. I mean, as new of a baler as it is, I'm surprised. But anyways, this is what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna put some small tech screws into this, and mount this here. It'll see across to the other side, and he said the tines they move fast enough that it won't affect the beam, because it's, if they can, kind of works as they can see each other like a garage door opener, it's good. If they don't see each other, then it's, there's hay, that's what you're thinking. So I had just taken this side off, A, to look for that punch out, and B, just to kind of see what we're working with here. So all this is kind of set, so I'm gonna kind of aim to hit. I gotta watch these moving parts. Here we got this shield and there's that shield, so I'm going to try to aim, kind of set it right in here so that we're kind of getting it right across the tip of the feed, so you can get it right down to low feed. So you're going to aim it here, get that angle bracket, get that all set, get this kind of back together, and we'll keep you updated as we go along. And welcome back. We're working on the Silo King Applicator. We got the first mounting bracket for the photo eye sensor set. So this is, I kind of made, this is the other one. I kind of cut out, had an angle iron, cut a little piece, kind of had to drill out the corners and then grind out use a little Dremel, but got it set. And I drilled out for some tech screws to go right into this plate, and I kind of lined it up on the front edge here. You gotta watch, there is two kind of guards here, so I did kind of back, you can see it backed up a little bit, so I'm not hitting that first guard, it's just this one, so I can take off this guard without messing too much. I took that guard and everything off just to kind of see how it all was working on the inside, So we're not hitting anything. I checked underneath, and we shouldn't hit anything, you know, when we lift it up and down, because it is a hydraulic up. And then I'm just gonna run the wires, I think, up along this and across, and that should be good. There's not too much movement up here, and then we'll have a little extra cord there, but I think this should work, and it's looking pretty good. So now I just gotta get the other side back together and get our fine trusty bracket up. And yeah, I'm just using some good old self-drilling tech screws. I painted these up nice so they look nice and pretty. I didn't get the exact color match. This is more of a silver, you know, Massey's got more of that gray look to it, but you know, we'll get her set. But besides that, it's all looking good. Now we're coming along and getting things set. I'll get back to you on the next progress update. Yo, what's going on? Back at it. I thought I'd just show you all this wiring. I got the photo eyes on, and I was just kind of going through all this wiring, because there's a few, it's not too confusing, but you know, it's all labeled. But I got the pins set to the bin level sensor. Obviously that's labeled with the bin level sensor. But then the blower motor here was a little tricky. So you got this, the relay assembly cable, and there's this, so what comes out of this is this blower enable cable, which comes from your main power harness, is the other enable blower. And then it also has the power or blower, which is the power for the blower. And then you also have your power input, which is coming from here. So blower power. I apologize if it doesn't focus in on stuff. But, so those are those three. You know, two of them go to the main harness, and then one goes to the blower motor. And then lastly, you have this one, which is the RPM sensor, which is the other cable that comes off the bottom of the blower. So that's that. And then obviously if you have the photo eye, there's this Baler sensor cable, which is then to the photo eye, which I'm gonna run. I want to get it all cabled, and then I'll kind of wire it up. That's why I'm keeping these legs on, just so I can kind of tuck things up in here and have a good spot to zip tie things to. And I do still think I might put, you know, down, we got, you know, these nuts here. Maybe I might just run, you know, something down to here and run it up to this leg just to hold it up, because like I've said before, it's pretty wiggly. But for the time being, that's good. And then obviously your main power harness comes into here. And then yeah, I got that ran up with all the other wires coming through this baler. I'll have to do another video maybe later tonight. It's already 9 o'clock, but of all the stuff we got on this baler, because it is pretty decked out for upgrades and stuff. But I just want to show you all those wiring sets. I still haven't, or we got the monitor, I guess, set up there. But I haven't wired it in. I don't know if I'll get to that tonight. I'm gonna try. I do want to get like the cable management and the baler all set, and then maybe I can wire in that and get that all set. But I do have to figure that one out, because I do run to that one switch, and then, you know, if on that, but I'll be later on. Just wanted to show you the wire connections and stuff. It was a little, I plugged a couple in the wrong way, and I was like, oh, I need to do this. So thought to let you know. Hey, I also just wanted to note, as for the wiring, I was reading the instructions, and there are two photo eyes. Obviously one sends the signal, one kind of, you know, receives how strong it is to variable rate, but, or, you know, turn on and off. So on the cable wiring harness, there's this emitter cord. It says emitter on it. And that goes to this one. So you can see it only has, you know, 2 lights on it. Whereas this other one is the receiver cable. And that one has a couple more lights on it. Just for, I was reading it was signal strength. Sorry, this is all upside down, but you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A and B. So that's just another side note with this, but it's looking pretty good. I'm getting excited. I'm hoping, now I have the head all the way up right now, so you know, this, I don't know if those bars would bother, but I still gotta get all the cable management and make sure I have enough slack and stuff, but we'll get to it. Hopefully we'll get this done tonight, because I still got the planter to work on, and hopefully we'll be planting in a week, so we'll see. Hey y'all, we got the photo eyes all wired up, all cleaned up, got the hose. We'll show you here. She's looking pretty good. I guess I got most of the wire kind of tucked up in there for this photo eye. Obviously tons of excess because this is where it kind of pivots up and down, so that should have good and shouldn't catch anything. But we got that up. We got the hose up under there, running out through the front, up and around, up to the blower, so that should be all set. We got our wires kind of tucked up in there, so that's all clear. And yeah, no, it's looking good. We're getting it close to done. Almost there. You know, I definitely this side was a little more thoughtful, but I just, the only thing with this wire, I ran it to the back side here to get past this, because the front here seemed like a pinch point. You know, obviously when you're, this is rocking, that could pinch it. So I ran it to the back and over. So that seems to be good. Got it all, the main line all kind of set in there, all zip tied up. Hopefully we don't have any wiring harness issues ever, because there's like a zip tie for every additional thing we got. So yeah, but we got it just about set. Everything on the Baler end should be set. Back at it with the last, I think we should be all set now with this Silo King applicator. I went ahead and made that change. I got a 3-foot piece of angle iron. This is aluminum, but probably go steel. We didn't have steel at the hardware store, and we don't have a metal place right nearby, so I got this piece of aluminum. I tack screwed it in at the bottom and bolted it to the applicator at the top. I took this leg out just because we really didn't need it anymore. This leg I left in because we bolted the bracket to it, but I could have bolted it up here, but it was just a nicer kind of finish, you know, because this is actually at a little bit of an angle, so it kind of shot right up to here. So I just kind of stuck with that and kept that leg also just to, you know, something to have the wires mounted to, give it a little more protection per se, you know, another spot for the dust to settle on while we're baling. But so that's our little change up. Don't think we should have problems with hay flow. You know, if we get hay in here, you know, catching here, I will, you know, kind of keep an eye on that. But I do have to kind of cut this, you know, out a little bit because we are a little in that, you know, front shield. But that was the really only good place I felt I could, you know, attach it to make it simple without, you know, making another bracket or something. You know, I could have, you know, I guess put a spacer into this side and gave me a block out here and ran it up to, you know, make it easier there. But I just felt this was the most simplistic. You know, it's good and sturdy now. You know, I'm shaking the whole baler. This isn't really shaking like before where it was kind of shaking the applicator, which, you know, we have pretty rough fields around here. So it does get a little bouncy also going down the roads. So I figured I wanted to get that secure as possible, just so we don't have that bumping, and, you know, when we hit that one pothole, snap. So it's pretty solid now. Wires are all set. We got the photo eyes all set. The monitor should be all set. I did the setup this morning. If you guys have any questions on that, there's actually a really good video from Silo King. I believe it's Silo King themselves. You know, kind of walking through, because there's like 3 different modes. There's like the standard, and then there's the calibration. Then if you turn it off or turn it on while holding the calibration, that brings it to like the secret mode or like the admin mode. So that's what you gotta do with these photo eyes. You have to change the polarity so when they're seeing each other, it's actually off versus I think. But yeah, so that's that. All the wiring I kind of ran through, and that's kind of, I think, are going to be our final bracket. I am thinking, if it does become annoying, taking this one out. You know, I'll just cut it off at this corner. I do still have this bolt and that, and you know, we should be all set. And I'll keep this one just to give us that extra rigidity. Yeah, that one. But yeah, now we don't really need it because we have that support on the other side. You know, I was kind of figuring that would kind of hold it back, but now I got this support, so really probably could cut it off here and throw a tech screw and call it a day. But I think we'll leave it at that. I'm excited to run this, get it going. Spring is here, and yeah, if you guys have any questions, like always, drop them in the comments, and we'll go from there. Y'all have a good one.